Ladies and gentlemen, this entire year, each month, we have told you the trending mountain bike products, which are a combination of top-selling, most popular, most notable, and now we're going to give you all of that for the entire year of 2020. A lot of cool stuff has come out, and this video is going to cover all of the best stuff and all of the most relevant component categories, such as drivetrain,
suspension,
grips,
tires,
bars,
wheel sets,
dropper posts,
brakes,
saddles,
pedals,
and miscellaneous. Do you know how to spell miscellaneous?
M-I-S-C, I'm going to sound it out.
Later that same evening.
L-L-A-N-E-O-U-S.
I thought it was M-I-S-S-L-E-A. Miscellaneous. Yeah. At the end of this video, we're going to tell you the #1 top-selling, most popular, amazing product the entire year. But before that, we're going to start out with the category of drivetrain. And to start that out, we're going to talk about the most notable drivetrain products this year that are not SRAM or Shimano. Speaking of which,
the box.
The box.
Prime 9. Box 3 Prime 9. Box 3 Prime 9. 4-piece group set, $199. Gets you your shifter, your cassette, your derailleur, and your chain. So as long as you got your cranks, that's all you need right there for the great value group set.
Great value group set.
I mean, come on, give me a break.
Wallet friendly. Box has made sort of leaps and bounds in their drivetrain technology, especially in that wallet friendly category. And the 3 Prime 9 is pretty interesting, being like a wide range 9-speed. So something notable that's made a lot of waves on YouTube these days. As well as MicroShifts Advent X, which is another wallet friendly mountain bike group set that isn't SRAM or Shimano. But speaking of SRAM or Shimano, SRAM, a lot of stuff came from them in 2020. The Eagle expansion, could we call it?
52 tooth maximum.
Eagle expansion, yeah. So Eagle previously was a 10 small cog, 50 tooth large cog, and now it's a 52 tooth large cog. Still uses the XD driver body. Shimano uses the
microspline for 12-speed and regular Hyperglide HG for
the other stuff.
9,
basically.
10, 11, yeah, all the other stuff.
Yeah, all the other stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so SRAM introduced sort of an Eagle expansion. They also revised completely their GX drivetrain and gave it a carb crank option, and super good, once again, wallet friendly, like every man's group set. Yeah, the GX stuff now is very impressive. Access upgrade kits where you can just buy the shifter and the derailleur, or the controller as they call it, because it's an electronic shifting groupo. Those things popped off really big this year. So did the revised rocker paddle for access controllers. You seen those?
Not in the flesh, no, but
yeah.
I know the guys in Reno have been doing a lot of processing of those. So.
Yeah, the Access rocker paddle, the revised one, kind of just changed the way, the ergonomics of that actual controller on that Access shifter. They call it a controller because it's electronic, and it was so popular that it's just like constantly sold out and is still just really popular because a lot of people just weren't huge fans of that ergonomic paddle, but they like the new one much better. So yeah, that's kind of like all the notable SRAM stuff. Shimano,
they have a new drivetrain 12-speed group sets, the XT, XTR, SLX, right?
Just the
microspline.
Deore.
Oh, just the Deore.
This year.
Excuse me. Just the Deore.
Just the Deore.
Just the Deore. The Deore
came out
is the
in
new
May
deal.
2020.
May 2020.
Yeah, so basically they took their 12-speed stuff, XTR, XT, introduced Deore. So,
Deore. That's the deal. Deore.
That's the deal.
That's the deal.
That's the deal, Deore.
Still uses the microspline though. Don't get it twisted.
In 5th place,
we're talking about the PNW Loam. I actually wrote a blog article review on these when they came out, and I really liked these grips. They're one of my favorite grips. They have a really nice feel in your hand, as a good grip should, and a nice shape, a nice compound. They have some cool colors that you can matchy on your bike with, and also a great price. I want to say these are like 20 bucks, maybe $19
yeah.
even. Kind of hard to beat. So if you're looking for a grip, maybe check out the PNW Loam, 5th place.
There it is. In 4th place, Ergon GE1, which is actually my favorite Ergon grip. It's got a cool little angular design to it and some sort of contour ergonomic design. I like these ones. These are my favorite Ergon grip, personally. What's your favorite Ergon grip?
My favorite Ergon grip is probably the GD one.
Huh. well, didn't make the list because in third place is the GA2.
That's true. Those are good too. I like the GA2.
GA2 from Ergon, and second place is surprisingly the GA3 from Ergon, which has the mini wing on it. You probably didn't think that those would be that popular because that wing is a little bit polarizing. Some people love it, some people hate it. However, it has fixed hand pain in what seems like thousands and thousands of riders out there. So if you have hand pain, look into the Ergon GA3 with the mini wing on it. In first place,
the ODI Elite Pro. Absolutely. I would say this is probably one of Jeff's favorite grips. I see him on like all his bikes.
Yeah, I do use these pretty often. I like these as well. I alternate stuff, but this is definitely my favorite ODI grip, and it was probably my favorite grip for the longest time until Ergon really started gaining traction like in the last couple years with some other cool designs. I don't know. I don't have like a favorite grip these days, but this is obviously the favorite of a lot of people, otherwise it wouldn't have got first place this year.
It's true. Another fun fact, ODI, well, they're made in the USA. Probably one of the only grip companies made in the USA. It's true.
America.
America. Oh. It's a bad word. Sorry.
Tires is always a big topic in the mountain bike world, and unfortunately, nobody takes the cake this year, for real, but Maxxis. They have kind of littered the top 10 tires that we sell. There's some other great brands out there, WTB, Terravel, Schwalbe, E13, who else makes some cool tires? Continental. But when it comes to just mass volume, most favorite, most popular, Maxxis just dominates the list. And in third place,
that would be the Dissector. This is Troy Brosnan's signature tire, and it is a great like front tire on a downcountry bike such as one like this, or a rear tire on like an enduro or downhill bike. A little bit lighter than a DHRII, so pretty good in that, like perfectly in that category.
Slightly lighter than a DHRII, which is slightly lighter than a DHF, but it's heavier and more grippy than a Recon. So yeah, just like you said, front tire on a downcountry bike, rear tire on like a trail enduro or a downhill bike.
Different casings, EXO.
Yeah, killer. I like it. It's light, it's fast rolling. It's a good tire for a number of different use cases. Second place.
Second place. That is going to be the Assegai Greg Menard's signature tire. Grippy like Velcro. Great, excellent front tire.
Yeah, I think it's the most grippy tire on the planet. We actually made a standalone video for the Dissector and for this one, the Assegai. It's pretty cool to see Maxxis working with their professional athletes to develop these tires. I think that's probably how this thing came out so good, and so did the Dissector. So, yeah.
That's true.
The Assegai. And first place, believe it or not,
DHRII.
DHRII. This is probably my favorite front tire to run on a trail bike and an enduro bike. Some people do put this as a rear tire and then like pair an Assegai up front. Million different tire combos. We have a whole video on tire combos actually, and all of the sort of favorite and most popular ones out there. And it's all Maxxis because once again, Maxxis is the dominant player. And those are the top 3 tires for 2020. Dude, last night I found out my dog was half Portuguese.
No way.
Knock that off, boy.
Oh, sorry.
We're talking about handlebars. In third place, Race Face Chester.
Chester.
Race Face Chester, $55 alloy bar. They're sweet, they're affordable, they're nice.
They're great, yeah.
They're great.
Awesome handlebar.
Number 2?
The PNW Range, featuring a wide range of colors for you to choose from.
That was good.
Thank you. A 31.8 handlebar clamp and a 30 mil rise.
They also donate 5% of the Range bar sales to NICA, the National Interscholastic Cycling Association, which is really cool. Love PNW for doing that. Thank you. First place, OneUp carbon bars. These things are really damn cool. They have their own patented design where they engineered sort of more flex in the bar, but they wanted that flex to be vertical, not horizontal. So basically it reduces hand fatigue, but still has stiffness when it comes to steering and everything. We did a standalone video on this, and I went into that video thinking, oh man, it's gonna be really hard to actually tell the difference between all these various handlebars. But we went out, 5 different bars, same exact bike, swapped the bars on them, rode the same set of trails, and I was so impressed with what these did. I think they especially make a difference if you have hand fatigue or you're riding somewhere that's just really rough or breaking bumps, like Whistler, for example. But carbon, $138, very premium, high quality bar. No surprise, it's the most popular one for this year. For the top 3 wheel sets, in third place, the DT Swiss E1900s. Spline.
Spline. E1900 Enduro wheel. Pretty good for Enduro. 30mm inner width. DT Swiss 370 3-pawl hub. Not upgradable, which is
kind of common. So these wheels are at a $500 price point for the front and rear wheel. When you're in that zone, you're not usually getting like upgradable rear hubs or super high engagement, which leads us into number 2, Stan's Flow S1, which is another $500 wheel set. 29mm inner width. What's the engagement on that one?
The engagement on that one is 24.
Any more brain busters?
Yeah, something around there.
Yes.
It's not super high, which is common. I mean, again, for that price point, you're not looking at super high engagement. But when you step it up and you double it to our first place winner, number 1, spinner. It's the Industry 9 Enduro S Hydra $975 wheel set. Industry 9 makes a bunch of different rear wheels and front wheels, and it's a little confusing to figure out which ones you need for your bike. These ones, the Enduro ones, have a 30.5 inner width on the rim. This particular wheel set uses straight pull steel spokes, which is different than Industry 9's system wheels, which uses their proprietary aluminum spoke that threads into the hub shell. I think these are so popular because you still get that made in USA 690 point engagement rear hub, but you don't have you have the peace of mind of the fact that most bike shops around the world carry straight pull and J-bend steel spokes. So you have that sort of going for you. And if you break a spoke, you don't have to take off the tire and the rim strip. But I don't think I've broken an i9 aluminum spoke ever. But anyways, that's the number 1 selling wheel for 2020. In third place, surprisingly, the Rockshox Reverb AXS. I say surprisingly because that is an $800 dropper post. Yes, it is wireless and electronic, which is really cool. And if you have SRAM's Eagle Access electronic drivetrain and then the Reverb wireless dropper post, that whole cockpit looks really clean and beautiful, and you subtract 2 cables off the front of your bike, which is worth $800 to some people, maybe. What about you?
It's a sweet post. I mean, if I could afford it, I would for sure have it. Yeah.
Likewise. Number 2, which is a very different price point, $209, the OneUp Components V2 features.
The OneUp Component V2 features adjustable travel, which is really awesome if you're in between sizes and you just need to go down 5 or 10 millimeters, but you don't want to get a whole new post. You can just go in there and change your travel. Yeah,
that is really convenient. I like that. And in first place,
we got the Fox Transfer.
They revised this for 2020, different clamp head design, lower overall stack height, performance and Kashima, of course, or performance and factory. Performance is
the black anodized stanchion.
Which is, price?
Oh, $299. $299.
And that gold shiny baby?
$349, $50 upcharge.
For Kashima.
Kashima.
If you want to be cool. And there you go. There are your dropper posts for 2020. Brakes. In fourth place, Magura MT5s. Bet you didn't see that coming.
No, I did not.
There you go. Third place, Magura MT7s. Bet you didn't see that coming.
You're right. I did not.
The MT5s for the set is $250, and the MT7s for the set is $430. Magura has made a big sort of splash this year in brakes, right? I mean, they've been around forever, but they've just never really been really popular in the US, but they've gotten really popular this year. They've got a lot of good sponsored riders and good product. And also this year, what really played a big difference in a lot of these products is availability, something why Shimano is not on this list, because most of the year, their brakes have not really been in stock very consistently. So
that's correct.
There you go. Second place.
Second place is SRAM Code RSC. A set of these comes in at $490. You can see them here on this beautiful demo bike we've got here, Yeti SB150. Got the nice contact point adjustment here, which is a nice handy dandy feature as well. What else have we got? Tool-free reach adjustment?
Tool-free reach adjust. This is a 4-piston brake. It is SRAM's most powerful, most snappy brake. Would you say that?
I would agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. This is like kind of supposed to be the Code series was for downhill bikes, but people put them on enduro bikes and even trail bikes sometimes because they just really like the snappiness of these things, which is less modulation, more snappy, powerful. People love these.
Good power.
Yeah. For
sure, good power. And then, finally, number 1 on the brakes for this year, we have got the SRAM G2 RSC coming in at $360 for the set. Another 4-piston brake with similar features.
A little bit more lighter weight, made for like trail enduro, whereas the Code is like enduro downhill, but yeah, brakes you can kind of put on whatever bike you feel like it. Yeah, good powerful brake, a little bit more modulation than the Codes. Once you get to the RSC version of these things, then you do get that contact point adjust, which will allow you to adjust how far this thing pulls before it engages. Works really well. I really like that. These are personally the brakes I run and enjoy, and I'm kind of addicted to. So I just have a hard time ever going away from these brakes. What are you riding?
I am riding these brakes also, the G2 RSC, because I do love the modulation, especially when you're on like a steep technical section and you really got to control your speed. It's really nice to have that extra modulation.
Yep, definitely. We made a whole video about SRAM versus Shimano brakes, compared all the various models and the feel and all that. So check that video out if you're curious to learn more about brakes. But they're your top 4. Saddles, also known as seats, top 4 for 2020. To preface this, we made a video earlier in the year all about our top selling saddles, and also most importantly how to choose the right one. So if you're in the market to change your saddle or you have butt pain, I know he's complained about that a few times.
Me?
Go watch that video. We get really nerdy and in depth about how to choose the right saddle. In 4th place.
In 4th place is the WTB Silverado with the titanium rails. Comes in at $117. And it looks like this is the one that Jeff has got on his bike right here, except
I have the carbon rails because I'm such a weight weenie. I spent the extra money on carbon rails, but I really like the WTB Silverado. It is a very firm, lightweight, stiff saddle for, I don't know, I like it.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good
I'm
saddle.
not super picky on saddles because I don't ride more than 10 hours a week. That's when you should get picky on saddles. Number 3.
Number 3 is the Ergon SMC Sport Gel, and that is another excellent saddle, super comfortable. It's got a nice like gel layer to it, so it's a little bit heavier than like Jeff's carbon, Silverado saddle, but it's got that added layer of comfort in there.
A little more cushy.
A little more cushy.
Similar to number 2, which is the WTB Volt Steel Rails, coming in at only $36. That is hands down the best, most comfortable, high quality saddle under $40. So
True.
That's your budget. WTB Volt. Number 1.
Number 1 is the Ergon SM Pro with the titanium rails. That's the saddle that I happen to be running on my bike, which I think Jeff is looking for right now, but it's not here, so he's not going to find it. But
Couldn't find it.
It's an awesome saddle. It's got the like relief channel in the center for your sensitive tissue, and 2 different sizes, small, medium, and medium large, and a few different rail material, like they have the chromoly rails and steel rails and stuff like that. Titanium rail version is the most popular.
Does it have oil slick rails too?
That is the SM Enduro.
Oh. Ergon
Different
has
saddle.
a lot of saddles. It's very hard to digest, so if you're looking at buying one, they do make some really good stuff, but spend some solid time researching all of them and watching videos and reading their site to figure out which one you need.
True that.
Yep, and that's saddles for 2020. The top pedals for 2020, all of the top 3 are flat pedals because they're just more popular than clipless pedals. We did a video all about the top flat pedals this year as well, so if you want to go more in depth on those pedals, check it out. But in 3rd place, Crank Brothers Stamp 1, going for
46 American dollars.
Yeah, they are composite, polycarbonate, nylon composite. I mean, it's basically plastic, sort of, but we're not scientists, we don't know, but it's not metal. And ever since companies started making pedals out of this material, everyone's kind of really adopted it and enjoyed it because they could get a lightweight, really durable, awesome pedal in a $50-ish price point, which is significantly less than what CNC'd aluminum pedals were coming for previously. Number 2.
Number 2 is the Raceface Chester Definitely one of the best flat pedal options in my opinion as well. $50 American. And you can see them here. Jeff has them in his...
This is a dirty pair
fingers.
from our demo bikes, and yeah, these things, they sell spindle kits and pin kits for these, which is pretty cool if you wanted to buy that, but yeah, these things are just robust, good, long time. This is probably like the first popular composite flat pedal in the mountain bike scene that really, really took off, and they make it in a bunch of different colors, which is nice too. Number one
is the OneUp composite pedal, $49 as well. And I mean, would you just look at them? I mean,
just look at them.
Oh, would you look at this?
there's some of the, I mean, they're my
Just look at
favorite
'em.
composite flat pedals for sure, but
I agree.
Jeff, would you say the same?
I agree. Yeah, in terms of composite flat pedals, I think these are my favorites as well. I really like those EC ones too, but there's just too many good pedals to choose from these days. OneUp are based in Squamish, British Columbia, which is in Canada, and they're used to riding in mud, so they've got some cool like little features here that just clear mud well. Yeah, just a really good, high quality, awesome, amazing pedal for $50. And there's your top three. It wouldn't be 2020 without some monster Super Enduro 38mm forks. We got to talk about those, the Fox 38 and the Rockshox Zeb. We've made extensive videos on each of these forks and the Rockshox Zeb versus the Fox 38 if you're curious about that. Both of them are long travel, 38mm stanchion, what I'm calling super enduro forks, so long travel made for just like the ultra aggressive enduro racing scene. Yeah, really incredible forks. Both came out in 2020. You want to take a look at the Zeb? Bring it on over. The Fox is a little bit more expensive. Again, all those little details about adjustments and comparison between these two 38mm big super enduro monsters are in the Rockshox Zeb vs. Fox 38 video. Another notable thing about Fox, though, is they did totally revise the 36 as well, and this thing is significantly different and I would say much better than the previous 36. So if you're looking to upgrade to that, and they're also really similar, so depending on travel range and stuff, don't discredit how much nicer the new 2020 36 is over the past one. There you go. That's the premium forks. To quickly touch on more of the wallet-friendly forks, we have a whole video about the best forks under $500, but the top two sellers for 2020 were the Manitou Marcor Hardcore Parkour, and the Rockshox Recon RL, 225 and 250 respectively.
Top rear shocks for 2020. Number 3 is the Rockshox Super Deluxe Ultimate, as seen on our man Liam's beautiful Revel rail over here. We got high speed and low speed compression adjustments. You got rebound. You got a climb switch, metric sizing. What else do you need to know? Well, it's $549. And it's incredible, nice and plush.
And it's sweet. Most importantly is the Super Deluxe is offered in all the new metric style standard shocks, which we were just kind of debating and discussing prior to this. It's a very confusing topic. Have fun looking into that one. The number 2 selling shock is the Rockshox Monarch, which is not sold in the metric sizing, but they sometimes still say the measurements eye to eye and stroke in millimeters. It's very confusing, but the Monarch fits you won't say older bikes, but like bikes that don't have the new metric shock standard, which is like pre-2019. Metric's pretty new. So yeah, that's the number 2. And then number 1.
Number 1. It's gonna get the number 1 shock for us here in a second.
Tell them what it is!
I'm gonna tell you what it is. It's the Fox Float X2. It's $669. Again, low speed and high speed compression adjustments, low speed and high speed rebound adjustments.
The most adjustable shock on the market, baby.
The most adjustable shock on the market.
And it's thick.
It's thick.
THIC.
Very thick, very plush. You do have a climb switch here. It's really nice. It firms it up for you for those long fire road ascents.
Pairs really well with your 38.
Great pairing with a 38, I might add.
And, well, there you go.
And those are the top shocks for 2020. I'm talking about the miscellaneous.
Last but not least, the miscellaneous category. This actually contains the #1 selling product of the entire year in the #1 spot. But in the #4 spot
is the Buzzies Slick Honey. This is a 16-ounce jar for $40. This will basically last you a lifetime suspension service. And, well, if you're going to be riding bikes forever, you might as well just get one. And
it's really nice grease. They offer it in other sizes as well if you need a different size amount of lubricant, but it's really nice stuff. But if you want a lifetime supply for 40 bucks,
it's right there.
Buzzy Slick Honey, #3.
Cork Shock Whiz. And let me tell you why they call it a Shock Whiz. It's because it's going to tell you everything you need to know about your suspension and how to adjust it.
Yeah, it's actually a really cool product that you hook up to your air suspension, and it has an app that goes with it, and it gives you all of this extensive data and helps you learn and tune your suspension. $329. We have an entire video all about it. If you're interested in learning more about suspension and tuning your suspension to be perfect, this is your tool. #2.
Stan's Dart Tool. We made a video about this as well when it came out. One of the coolest flat repair tools this century, I would say.
Yeah, it's actually pretty innovative and more or less totally replaces the bacon strips that you might have been carrying around with you in your hydration pack or your bib pocket for the last 10 years. If you want to watch a video on this, we do some pretty good comparison of this new design whole system versus the traditional bacon strips, and the word bacon is in that video about 10,000 times. Some people thought it was really funny. A few people were like, what the hell? I don't want to hear the word bacon anymore. That's my life.
Bacon
Anyways,
strips.
Bacon strips.
Bacon strips. Bacon strips.
Bacon strips. And the #1 product of the entire year
is the DT Swiss 54 tooth ratchet upgrade kit. If you have a 180, 240, 350, or 540 DT Swiss ratchet driven hub, this upgrade might be what you're looking for to get rid of that dead zone and that lag when you're trying to pedal and get up to some of those technical sections on the trail.
Once again, we have an entire video all about this thing. It actually is a really nice upgrade if your existing DT hub uses the ratchet system and it doesn't have the 54 tooth kit in it. Yeah, 107 bucks, comes with everything you need, including like a lifetime supply of special grease. This is really confusing because you don't really need, you need like barely any to install this per the instructions, but they send you this whole thing when you buy it, so that's convenient.
It's nice for when you need to service your ratchets, you know?
For the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
And if you've made it this far in the video, thank you very much. I love you.
I love you too.
And hit that subscribe button. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know down in the comments what you think the most notable product of 2020 was. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.